New penises are...
Oh, God.
I don't want to be sent any more of those.
Bro,
Welcome to Rogan Recap Show, where we squeeze 2 hours and 15 minutes into about 15 minutes so you catch the big ideas, the wild moments, and the takeaways in one quick hit. This week, Joe sits down with Australian comedian James McCann, a master of wry observation and contrarian takes. McCann is a recurring guest who consistently pushes Joe into some of the most uncomfortable and hilarious corners of modern discourse. From the disturbing realities of prison life to the unsettling future of AI, this episode is a rapid-fire tour through the topics everyone's thinking about, but few dare to discuss so openly. If you're tired of the mainstream media's carefully curated narratives, or just want to know what fresh hell AI is cooking up, this recap cuts through the noise. We'll give you the signal without the hours of tangents so you can decide if the full conversation is worth your time. James McCann, with his signature blend of deadpan humor and sharp insights, often acts as Joe's intellectual sparring partner. This episode quickly zeroes in on a core theme: the widespread distrust in institutions and the media, and how that distrust is fueling societal chaos. They dive into how legacy media, like the New York Times, has become so compromised that it resembles a curated social media feed, presenting only one acceptable viewpoint.
I just got the New York Times app because I thought, I'll have a look at that. I finally got enough money where I can pay $1 a week to be on the New York Times app.
yeah.
And it's so, it's just, they've built Twitter. Like the experience of it and the scrolling on it, it feels like you're in Twitter, but only mediated through selected journalists from the New York Times. And suddenly you're like, I'm just stepping into for a moment.
This isn't just about bias, it's about a fundamental breakdown in how information is shared, creating a vacuum that alternative voices, and sometimes truly problematic ones, are quick to fill. They connect this media manipulation to the political landscape, highlighting how both sides exploit issues for campaign finance, rather than solving them. From rigged voting machines, a bipartisan issue, apparently, to the perverse incentives that keep homelessness organizations thriving on the very problem they claim to solve, the system is designed to perpetuate itself.
Right, like if you're a homelessness
Whatever it
curing
is. Yep.
organization, you actually need the homeless so you can keep existing.
Not only that, it's even worse. They're incentivized to have more homeless.
Yeah.
They get paid per homeless. So if they have more homeless people, they can say, hey, we need a bigger budget. We have more homeless people.
I remember when we had the unemployed in Australia, it was like we had these companies that it was their job to get you a job and the government would pay the money.
This systemic corruption, they argue, is why people feel so disenfranchised, leading to events like January 6th, which they suggest was fueled by a deep-seated belief that the system is fake. And it's not just politics. They draw a fascinating parallel to the food industry, explaining how modern bread, stripped of nutrients and loaded with chemicals, is a metaphor for the broader societal deception. What we call bread in America, they reveal, isn't even considered food in parts of Europe. It's a shelf-stable, chemically altered product designed for profit, not health, causing widespread inflammation and gut issues.
That's because in America, what we call bread can't even be considered food in parts of Europe. See, here in America, it's not so much the gluten as what we've done to the grain. About 200 years ago, we started stripping the bran and germ, or the fiber and nutrients, to make flour shelf-stable, also nutritionally dead. Because the nutrients were gone, we enriched it with folic acid, which a large majority of the population can't even metabolize, therefore many people experience fatigue, anxiety, hyperactivity, and inflammation. But then the bread wasn't white enough, so they bleached it with chlorine gas, and the bread didn't rise enough, so they added a carcinogen called potassium bromate, which is banned in several countries like Europe, the UK, and even China. Then we wanted to ramp up production, so we started using glyphosate to dry out the wheat before harvest, causing endocrine disruption and damaging your gut. So now you're bloated, brain fogged, tired, and blame gluten, but gluten is just the scapegoat. The real issue is ultra-processed, chemically altered, bleached, bromated, fake vitamin-filled wheat soaked in glyphosate. This isn't bread. This is.
It's a powerful illustration. If they can systematically alter something as fundamental as bread for profit, what else are they doing to our lives, our information, and our democracy? One of the most provocative deep dives of the episode revolves around the rapidly accelerating and often terrifying implications of artificial intelligence. Joe and James explore everything from AI-generated porn to the chilling prospect of robot dogs enforcing government control. They question the very nature of human work and societal structure in a future where AI handles everything, leading to universal basic income, or perhaps universal high income as Elon Musk suggests. The conversation then swerves into the philosophical and even religious implications, with James McCann jokingly suggesting that AI could become a digital god, a modern-day golden calf. This future isn't just about convenience, it's about control. They ponder whether a ruling class might leverage AI to create a subservient populace, drawing unsettling parallels to historical practices like the use of eunuchs.
Is that the effort? Is that why you want to do it? Is that why we have...
Oh, God. I don't think
That's a
it's
long-term play that the ruling class are breeding a new eunuch class to advise them and help. Anyway, it's just a theory.
This leads to a discussion on the trans ideology, with Joe and James questioning the intellectual consistency of current narratives and the potential for foreign interests to exploit these divisions through social media. And in a truly bizarre historical tangent, they discuss the castrati, young boys castrated to preserve their singing voices, a practice that, while barbaric, reveals a historical willingness to alter human biology for cultural ends. They even play a clip of a castrato recording, pondering the ethics and the human cost of such extreme interventions, and how it mirrors some of the contemporary debates around gender and identity. It's a journey from ancient traditions to the cutting edge of AI, all tied together by the underlying question of human nature and control. Alright, let's get to the Rogan scorecard for this wild ride with James McCann. First up, the curse-o-meter. Joe and James were dropping F-bombs like they were going out of style, especially Joe. Definitely a full Gordon Ramsay with plenty of colorful language to go around. Next, the rabbit hole rating. This episode was a deep dive into several interconnected rabbit holes. From Epstein conspiracies and voting machine irregularities to the ethics of AI and the bizarre history of castrati, they went everywhere. A solid 8 out of 10. Finally, the guest coherence score. James McCann was incredibly articulate and sharp throughout, even when playing the devil's advocate. His observations were consistently clear, well-reasoned, and delivered with perfect comedic timing. A near-perfect 9. If this recap helped you navigate the wild world of modern media, politics, and the future of AI without having to commit 2 hours and 15 minutes, then we've done our job. If you found value in getting the signal without the noise, hit that like button to help other time-poor Rogan fans find us. And be sure to subscribe for more 15-minute breakdowns of every JRE episode, from stand-up legends to heavyweight scientists to full-tilt conspiracy theorists. We break it all down for you. Let us know in the comments. What was your biggest aha moment from this episode, or what did you think of James McCann's takes? You can find the full JRE episode linked in the description below. James McCann is an Australian comedian known for his sharp wit and observational humor. If you enjoyed his perspective on the show, you can find more of his work by checking out his stand-up specials and tour dates. He's frequently touring, so keep an eye out for his live performances. You can also find clips of his comedy online, which often touch on cultural absurdities and social commentary with his signature deadpan style. His comedy often explores the very themes he discussed with Joe, offering a unique, often contrarian, and always entertaining viewpoint. We'll include links to his work in the description. This episode with James McCann was a masterclass in challenging conventional wisdom, highlighting how easily systems, be they media, political, or even food production, can be corrupted by perverse incentives. It leaves us wondering, how much of what we accept as normal is actually designed to keep us compliant or misinformed? And are we truly prepared for an AI future that promises abundance but might demand our autonomy? Beyond these weekly recaps, we also produce Rogan Deep Dives, roughly 30-minute topic anthologies that synthesize high-impact clips from various JRE episodes into structured, entertaining narratives. These deep dives provide a comprehensive overview of Joe Rogan's stance on recurring themes like aliens, DMT, or ancient civilizations. If you want to dive even deeper into specific topics, hit subscribe and keep an eye out for our next deep dive. All links for James McCann, the full episode, and our community poll are in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next Rogan Recap.